see me rolling, watch me roll up like a monster.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted some bizarre intro for this episode, but, I don't really have anything planned. Welcome to the Balcony Podcast, where we just talk, really just talk. Today, hopefully, it should be an interesting episode. It's a solo episode. As you can see here, we got this set. I really, thought I should put this set to use more, I guess I should say. And not just wait for a guest to pull up every once a month. I can always make solo episodes, and I just need to get a system going. And once I do, I'm gonna be dropping episodes every other week or something like that. You know what I mean? With actual topics to talk about. Where we're just warming up to what the Balcony Podcast is gonna become. As you can see, I'm wearing I'm all covered up because it's cold out here. It's a fucking Wednesday morning. Yeah, bro, it's cold. It's fucking cold, and like, let's just stop stalling. Let's get straight into the episode of the Balcony Podcast, Season 4, Episode 2. Let's go. I actually didn't go to school today, and that's kind of why I got the chance to make the episode today. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do the episode. And yeah, I'm not ashamed. I'm not, I don't feel bad for not going. I'm not the biggest believer in school and the whole system. I actually made a video on the whole situation a bit ago, and I kind of regret it because of the ways I put it. It just made I just kind of sounded like I was a kid that didn't like school and shit, which of course I didn't like school, that's for sure. So I guess I wouldn't blame people for seeing me as a stupid little kid just wanting to find a way out of school or some shit like that. But I feel like at the time I kind of my reasons weren't just because I don't want to go to school. I had some real reasons and shit. I was pissed. I had reason to believe that school wasn't it. It just wasn't it. Me personally, I strongly believe that school should be optional after maybe middle school, because in elementary, obviously, you're actually learning how to fucking read, how to, how to count, do that basic stuff, how to do math and shit. But then after that, that's just kind of where you start just learning harder problems, like math problems and shit for fun, I guess. And it's just it's not for everyone. One thing I I have learned over time and shit that school can be handy in some kind of ways in terms of, getting your discipline, straight, getting your priorities straight, I guess, and to show how responsible you are, I guess. And if you get bad grades and shit, then I guess it's arguable that you're not very responsible. But I feel that's kind of arguable when you don't fucking like school, when you don't fuck with school like that. It's just I feel if I tried in school and shit and I genuinely couldn't get my shit straight, then that's where, okay, I got something wrong with me. I'm definitely not a responsible person. But when you just don't like the idea of doing math every fucking day, reading, doing hella homework, being time consumed by just hella shit like that, you're just not gonna do it. And I wouldn't consider that irresponsible or lazy. Maybe, but I'd say it's more of just it's not for everyone. The school system is a very old school system, and they're just, I don't know. It's very ironic that school is damn near the same as prison. We got lunches, we got cells, which are our classrooms and shit. We got the halls, we got it's damn near the same. It's eerily the same. And it's I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. I saw an image of two different places. One was a school and one was a prison. And they were can you tell the difference? And you really couldn't tell the difference. It's mad, bro. It's mad. You really could not tell the difference, and it was scary because I feel like it's the true. It's a painful reality that like, at some level, like I'm, grateful that I had school because I don't know. Maybe that's just like, my mind, and like, how do I put this? Maybe my mind is deceiving, the actual truth because like, a part of me feels like if I didn't have school, I wouldn't have anything to do. I would just be fucking laying around, this and that. But like a part of me also feels like maybe school did that to me. Like, I got so trained to go to school, to be there on time, to stay disciplined and do work and all that shit, and just like be busy there and shit, that like, okay, what the fuck do I do in my house now? I don't have anything. I feel like if I really had nothing going on, no school shit, this and that, I definitely organize my shit and be like, okay, I need to do something with my life because I don't have anything going on and shit. Speaking of discipline that you can learn in school, I feel like discipline is everything. When people say I'm not motivated, I'm not this, I'm not that, it's very stupid. It's like an excuse. Life isn't only motivation. Motivation isn't everything. It's good in the moment. You get motivated, you do some good shit, when you're motivated. But I feel like, you definitely need discipline. I'm not gonna lie, I lived off motivation for the longest time, and that's why I never got done the things that I wanted to do. And it's fucking motivation is, it's good, but it's but it's bad because a lot of people think that like, motivation is everything, and just live off that, I suppose. I work so hard. I work so hard, and sometimes I question what my end goal is. Do I really want this fame shit? Recently I was doing some thinking. I was like, do I really want this fame shit? Do I really want the spotlight like that? Do I really want I don't know. I don't even know myself, but I work hard. But you know what? I would say a part of me is just having fun. It's just having fun. It's just, being creative and just expressing myself through videos, music, whatever it is. And that's I haven't decided myself what the fuck I got going on and shit, but I've thought to myself what would happen if I were to gain fame at a young age. That could sometimes be a scary thing. Me personally, I don't want to put myself down like this, but like, I don't think I'll become famous at a young age. I think it'll like, and I don't think I want to become famous at a young age. I want to become famous. I wanna ball it up. I wanna make a snowball effect, and then all of the experience, all the work that I've put in pays off like later. And like I said, damn. And like I said, right now I'm just having fun and shit. But everyone that has had fame at a young age, they describe it like a living hell. Like, but like I feel like I blame some of them because they become famous at a very young age, and they do it while not knowing shit. Like their parents usually help them get the gigs and shit, or a manager or something like that, and all they know is just working a working machine because that's what people want to see. And that's how you become famous and shit. And where does that put your mental? That doesn't it doesn't benefit you in terms of your mental. You're just working, you're just doing gigs and shit, you're just all that bull crap. And yeah, that's why I feel like that's the difference between me and like someone that like was it Justin Bieber got famous and shit at like a teenage or something like that. And I'm pretty sure he felt some kind of way about that. I'm pretty sure he regrets it. I'm pretty sure like it fucked with his mental. That's why he went through like chaos, crisis in life and shit. And yeah, fame at a young age sounds like a scary thing. So I don't think I want it. You know, I think I'd much rather, be famous past my 20s, but right now I'm working hard and shit to get there. Because if I just, I'm gonna start working on my 20s and shit, I'm gonna start working hard on my 20s, I'm not gonna get anywhere, And it's always been weird because, like, with me, like, I don't even know what I do. Like I said, I just have fun. I know that people, like, succeed in shit for, like, having a niche, whether it's playing games or making fucking, ASMRs or vlogs or whatever. Like, I do everything. I just have fun with it. And, it's because I love to do a lot of things. I love to do film. I love to do, like, sometimes I get motivated to do vlogs and shit. Sometimes and I feel like in my situation, if I just want to have fun, I feel like it should be motivation, because it's something that, like, I'm doing this because it's something that, like, I want to do for fun and shit. Because if it's something that, like, I want to get famous, I want to make hella money right now and shit, then I should definitely be disciplined. And I'm like, I don't recognize what I'm doing, I'm like in the middle and shit. Like, oh, should I be hella disciplined, work hella hard and shit, or should I just have fun with it and just whenever I'm motivated and shit? I recently, I'd say for the past year, have been working really hard towards music. I wasn't the biggest music person, from making a diss track to releasing, another random song, this and that, and now, I'm spewing out a new song every month and shit. Obviously not releasing them, but I'm actually making music and shit. I'd say I have a good 30-40 songs like in my files and shit. And some of them I don't see myself releasing, but some of them I really want to release. I just need a plan and a fucking strategy, a marketing, I want to release it the right way, I should say. Because if I just release it like that, then it's I feel like it blows out its potential. Like what if it becomes a big TikTok song or something like that, and it lost that potential just because I dropped it on YouTube only, and 100 views. That's it. Like, I don't want that shit. I want it to hit thousands. I want my art, my creativity to get recognized for what it is and shit. And like, but I'm not clout chasing. I'm not like, oh, this is my main goal. I'm doing this. I'm releasing this shit so I can pop off and shit. That's not the mindset I have. Maybe I should have that mindset, but right now I'm just having fun with it. And the reason why, like, I'm not like, oh, like, I need to take this shit hella discipline is because, I don't really have a niche. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm just having fun and shit. But like, for the music, it's undescribable what it's like to make music. Like, I've heard some artists say, oh, music helped me get through tough times, and music this, music that. Making music is it's just like, it's crazy. And to feel it firsthand is a different story. It's crazy, I know. Like I said, it's undescribable. The feeling of getting healed by making music. And I like to believe I make good music. There are some songs that are like straight bangers, but there are some songs that I wouldn't release and shit. So hey, look, I guess we're gonna have to find out when I drop my first song. I want to drop it this month, maybe in a couple weeks or something like that, because I've been plotting it, but, who knows, we'll see over time and shit. This is a good quote. This is a quote that I don't know if I thought of it or if I heard it or some shit, but the quote goes, motherfuckers will open the same page every day and complain about shit feeling the same. Doing the same shit every day, all these bad habits and shit, and claiming you're depressed, and you're asking yourself why? Just don't ask at that point. Just don't. So, one thing that I've been thinking about lately is, I've put a lot of thought into this. I don't know why, but when people tell themselves that they can't do something, it amazes me when people tell themselves that they can't do anything. Because once you actually tell yourself that, at some level you actually believe that. and you create your own reality. It's all it is. That's fucking, it's the facts. You know, it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you stand by, it's the fucking facts. And when you tell yourself you can't do something, at that point you really can't. That's why so many people get proved right. That, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, and then they don't end up doing it. You see, I can't do it. No, it's because you told yourself you can't, because you started believing in it, because you started telling yourself that shit. You know, I strongly believe that we can do anything. We can do anything that we set our mind to. We can. It doesn't matter, bro. I even strongly believe that, for example, listen, I don't want to sound completely delusional, but if you're in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the waist down or something like that, and you tell yourself, I can't walk, I can't do this, I can't do that, not only is it self-doubt, and you're molding your own reality. So at that point, you really won't be able to. But no matter what, I feel like you can. You can stand up, you can walk. But hear me out. If you genuinely believe it, you will put in the work, and over time actually make it out of that wheelchair. Work hard, do whatever you need to do, to get therapy or whatever, to stand back up. Don't matter if you turn to religion or if you turn to spirituality. You can get up from that wheelchair. It's just easier not to. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, bro? I hope you don't just think that I'm yapping and shit, because this is some I'm spitting here. My point is, you can do anything. You just tell yourself that you can't because it's easier not to. And that's the truth, bro. You can interpret it any way you want, in any scenario, any case, anything that's obviously realistic. I saw a clip of H3 saying, why work out? There's no fucking point. We're all gonna die, this and that, just have fun, eat hella junk food, this and that. I'm not gonna stand here and be biased to shit and being like, you're stupid as fuck, you're just fat as fuck, this and that, and that's why you're saying that. No. I could see his perspective. I could see that point of view. I'm trying to be fair here. I could see why someone would think that. Because realistically, the way you could see it is, life is short. Just enjoy it. Just fucking eat a bunch of junk food and shit. Working out is everything, bro. It is. Some people are actually addicted to that pain. Because they love the fact that they're gaining something out of it. They're actually they feel good about themselves. And when they do something that they gain something out of, they have confidence in themselves, because they build discipline. They H3 is he's fucking fat. He's obviously gonna say that shit. If he was fit, he wouldn't be saying that shit, because it's not like he's talking from experience. I'd get it if maybe FouseyTube said it, because he has turned fat and ripped multiple times. And if he said it's worth just eating a bunch of junk food and just life is short, this and that, okay, that's where maybe he could talk from experience. But H3, I'm pretty sure he's been fat all his life. People saying, why work out? Life is short, this and that. I feel like it will definitely matter within 5 years, because of the experience you had, because of how much discipline you have, because of the journey you have. In terms of it definitely, makes life funner. It gives it more plot, it gives it more story, it gives it more color. Because working out, to some people, it's everything, and they can't live without it. I like legends, athletic legends. I'm pretty sure at an old age, I've heard some say that it's in their habits, that they just work out. Regardless of how old they are, they just can't go a week without working out. So yeah, it just kind of shows that it's like a way of expressing yourself too. So that's why it's everything, bro. There's not. It's a terrible mindset to have, to be just eat a bunch of junk food, this and that. I'm pretty sure H3 has never worked out. Ooh, look at that steam. I don't know if you can see it. Mukbang segment here. It's not really a You got the point. It says coffee, but it's tea. I'm scared to drink it. I'm gonna let it cool down a little, not too much. Hate. this is a subject that I've been wanting to get into for a while. You know, ever since I started a podcast and shit. Hate. You know, like when I made the past episodes, I couldn't really talk about this from experience because, you know, I didn't really receive that much hate. But I think I've, you know, had my fair share of hate. And, you know, I feel like I have enough to talk about. Obviously, I'm not the most hated person and shit. At least I hope I'm not. But, you know, I've had a couple of experiences, and I feel like I'd like to talk about my experiences with it and how I feel about it, and you know, a couple, you know, just things about it. I guess let's get straight into it. Fuck, I'm scared to drink it. Woo! That is hot. I'm about to wait for that shit to cool down a little. You know, let's just start off this segment by saying haters will be haters. And I know that's like a cliche, corny line and shit, you know, that a lot of people say. But I feel like it goes deeper than a lot of people think. Because it's the same way that, you know, an Olympic swimmer will swim. And that's the truth, bro. That's the truth. You know, a hater will hate. A hater has, like, so much, like, hatred. That's what they're, you know, that's what they are. They're haters. They're going to look for anything to hate, you know, strictly because they feel negative feelings. They feel, you know, they're just a negative person, and they feel they need to, you know, pass it on or something like that, or maybe release it. I don't know what the fuck. But me personally, I feel like, you know, in terms of hate, it can be an endless loop. You know, I pass it on to someone, it ruins their mood, so then they're all moody and shit. They fuck up someone else's mood, and it's an endless loop, you know? So I figured, you know, the best thing you can do is just turn it into something positive, you know? Like, look at it a different way. Be like, all right, this guy's going through something. Why should it matter to me? It's not like he actually meant that shit. It shouldn't get to you. And, you know, I don't blame people for letting that shit get to them, because I you know, I read a mean comment and I, like, thought of it for like a couple hours and shit, but then, you know, like, I shouldn't have. And, you know. Woo. It's crazy because, you know, a lot of, like, influencers to this day actually let, you know, hate get to them. And, you know, maybe it's the fact that they're getting bombarded with the shit ton of hate. Maybe that's, like, a different story than, you know, just getting a comment or two that's hateful. But I feel like, you know, realistically, like, people shouldn't let it get to them. And, you know, like I said, I don't blame people for letting it get to them and shit, but, you know, I feel like they're most likely just having a bad day, just having a bad experience, having a bad moment, whatever it is. And, you know, they just say it just to say it, you know. I'm pretty sure they don't actually mean it. It doesn't actually define who you are. If someone says, oh, you're fucking ugly as shit, just because they're in a bad mood, it doesn't actually mean you're ugly as shit, you know. It doesn't, because there's no, like, facts behind it. There's no, like, it's just strictly out of, I'm mad, let me tell you you're fucking ugly as shit. So, like, I feel like there's no truth behind it. It's literally just straight out of anger. And, yeah, that's all it is, man. That's all it is. You know, I don't know. I mean, people are just gonna hate. There's nothing we can't do. There's nothing, like, you really can't control it. You know, I feel like, you know, if you let it affect you, I feel like that's just, there's a deeper meaning, you know, because if you genuinely, like, you know, start letting it get to you and you start believing it and shit, then, you know, that means there's something inside that, like, you need to fix in yourself, not within them, because, you know, it's just, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. That's just the way I see it. I don't know. Woo! Okay, now it's actually drinkable. On episode 1 of season 4, the Domson episode, the season 4 premiere, we had a big problem. I couldn't post it on Spotify. I really wanted to take that direction because, you know, that's what podcasts do. That's what, you know, I feel like that's the point of a podcast. To listen to, you know, for people to be able to play that shit. It'd be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. And I wasn't able to due to some issues, and, you know, I just couldn't get it out in time and shit. And also, the audio was not, like, It wasn't something that you could just listen to, you know, because I slapped the Blue Yeti and that shit was like the gain was hella up, and it just fucked up the whole episode in my opinion. But you know, it was still a pretty good episode. I'm not gonna lie, it was still a pretty good episode. So I feel like that's what carried it. Damn, I took a big sip. But yes, I am hoping to drop this episode on Spotify. It's gonna put me in a kind of awkward situation because there's a lot of cars around. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna put me in a bit of an awkward situation because what can I say? We're dropping episode 2. We're starting off with episode 2, I should say. Hopefully, if everything went right, you should be listening to this on Spotify. Shout out Spotify users. I don't know how this works. If you follow or some shit, I'm new to this, but you know, go check it out. If it is, I'm gonna pop something up on the screen. If it is, if not, then fuck, it's called a night. I didn't want to talk about this soon. I low-key wanted to talk about this later in the future when nah, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not. I don't want to no. I'm gonna make my friends wait. You know how important it is to fake it till you make it sometimes? You know, like I mentioned in the last episode, if you realized, oh, I'm depressed and shit, you know, you have to, you know, change your mindset from that moment on, because, you know, as you go, it only gets harder and harder and harder. It just gets a lot more difficult. But, you know, my point is, you have to, even if you don't believe it, tell yourself, solidify it in your mind. At some level, fake it till you make it. Because, you know, if you don't try to help yourself, then, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. And, you know, you're just going to fall in a deep hole, you know. And that's the truth. What should we talk about? Now let me give my my recent perspective on this subject. I've covered on like a video how I believe I'm the main character, but hear me out. It's not just fuck all you guys, I'm the main character, you guys are bots. I'm not. The reason I say I believe in quotations, I believe I am the main character, is because this is what I see when I you know, when I wake up. I'm obviously gonna believe I'm the main character. No one, you know, should or does say that they are the main character, because it's truthfully disrespectful to other people and shit, you know. It is kind of stupid to say that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. No. But like I said, the reason I believe I'm the main character is because this is what I see. That I am the main story. I am, you know, what I see. I'm not gonna stand here and be like, that person down there is the main character. I'm not. Because in my story, they are not the main character. I only say that I'm the main character and shit just to prove a point here. I don't actually, you know, believe that. Well, obviously, you know, it's hard to put it. It's hard. There's a hard. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, I feel like that's the beauty of life. There is like a bunch of sides to every story. You know, every person, everyone has a different story. And, you know, no matter, it brings me back to my other subject. You know, people will hate because they don't see your perspective. They don't see what you see in the morning, you know. And I really hate when people, like, even maybe jokingly tell themselves, oh, I'm such a side character. Like, you're belowing yourself. Like, I feel like every person should, you know, prioritize themselves first, you know, and not in a narcissistic way or like in an egotistical way or like in a selfish way or something like that. It's just, you gotta love yourself. You gotta learn to take care of yourself and shit, because, you know, negative self-talk is not a good thing long term. At the end of the day, you are the main character to your story, and there is, like, whether you like it or not type shit. Like, you know, it's you have to look after yourself, you know. It's like even in like bad situations, the person that is gonna get you through tough times is yourself. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So that is gonna conclude episode 2 of season 4 of the Balcony Podcast. If I think of more, subjects and things that I can do, I didn't do, that many segments because I'm alone and shit. I'm going solo and shit. But yeah, that's gonna conclude this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube. Got a music video coming out soon. Forgiveness. You're gonna want to tune into that. But yeah, thank you for watching or tuning in or listening. But that's it.
I'm begging for forgiveness. I'm finished, my love. So this is our trust.